Life can be hard. We make hundreds of decisions a day, from going to the gym to figuring out what color underwear we're wearing. All of the decisions add up to create our perfect day, but sometimes those decisions, like going to the gym, not so much the perfect underwear, can cause stress and anxiety. We as humans want to be right all the time, so whatever decision we make, we hope that it has the best outcome, and this isn't always the case. And the best way to help you is to implement strategies and tactics and sometimes rules to help you on your way, or to make your day more positive even when you don't make the correct decisions that day. So these are my 10 rules that I follow on a daily basis to make sure my day is as positive and as productive as possible. Number one is investing in yourself. If you aren't participating in any online courses or any seminars to further help you or to further grow your knowledge and expand your knowledge, then you're doing something wrong. You should always invest in yourself before you invest in a pair of trainers or a new hoodie. That money can be used to do something for self-development. Why self-development is important is because later on in life, when you've done everything you've needed to do, you have these new skills and attributes which can allow you to walk through different doors. So when you are at the age of retirement, let's say, you'll have the skills and knowledge to perhaps open up your own business. If you're into philanthropy, then you can open up your own charity, which hopefully will be a thing for me, not necessarily you, but you can look into different things that you could do later on in life. So investing in yourself is very important. Allowing yourself the time to just sit there and reflect on yourself, and investing your time into you. Your time is yours. You shouldn't just invest it into everyone and everything. You should invest it into yourself. Even something like meditation for 15-20 minutes a day can be a positive and long-lasting investment. Number two is don't spread yourself too thin. Don't try and be a jack of all trades. Do the things that are valuable and important to yourself. So obviously, the average Joe has a 9 to 5. When you come home, don't just invest all your time into Netflix or into playing games or doing things that aren't for you. Similarly, during the day, if your job is not allowing you to be who you want to be and is not allowing you to focus on one thing to expand your knowledge, expand your experience, or enhance your experience, and maybe that's somewhere you don't want to be for the long run, and it's somewhere where you take what you can get and get out. Another thing is on the weekends, spreading yourself too thin, so doing too many things in your free time. So obviously Saturday and Sunday, we love it, but we try and cram in too many things on those days. So maybe creating a schedule, even if it's a mental schedule, just say you're going to do 5 things on Saturday, 5 things on Sunday, rather than doing 10 on each day, which again will not be productive. You won't be able to spend the amount of time you want to with your family, your friends, doing things that you enjoy, like escapism. Is going to just be quick, short bursts of your time, which won't bring you or your friends or your family any value. No time for perfection. I'm sorry, but perfection does not exist. We sit there day in and day out, figuring out how to be the perfect role model, how to be the perfect magician, how to be the perfect, I don't know, sandwich maker. These are all random things, but we try and perfect everything that we do, and unfortunately that doesn't always happen. There's no such thing as perfection. How I do something is going to be completely different to how you do something, but it doesn't mean that I'm wrong or you're wrong. It just means that the way I've done it is different to you, but the outcome is the same. It's still that thing. So if, for example, if we were putting up, I don't know, a picture on the wall, how I decide to hammer the wall or insert a wall plug into the wall will be different to how you do it, but there's no perfect way. Similarly with art, with a career, with anything like that, there's no such thing as perfection. You just have to do it. We have to use everything that is available to us to do the best that we can do. Wake up early. Now, as a teen, I did not wake up early. In my 20s, I did not wake up early. In my 30s now, I'm only 30. So my first year of being 30, I've decided to wake up earlier. I feel better, and that allows me to have more of a day. So when I was working in my 20s and my teens, I was waking up literally just before I had to go to work. So I was just showering, going straight to work. Now I'm able to wake up in the morning, go to the gym. I'm able to take in more of the day and allow myself to pause for a minute before I have to go into the madness of work or anything like that. and allowing myself the time to figure out what my day is going to look like and almost visualize my day. Waking up early also allows me to do more things. So on the weekend, as I said, when I am trying to write new music, or if I am trying to focus on another project, waking up early, those 3-4 hours early, will allow me to knock off 3-4 hours earlier in the evening, so I can spend more time on a few more of the fun things with my family, my friends, rather than having to do it really late at night because I wasn't allowed the time in the morning to do those things. Go first. And what I mean by go first is if anyone asks for a volunteer, make sure you go first. Opportunity does not wait for anyone. If the opportunity presents itself and you're not sure, you're a bit anxious, you're a bit worried, it doesn't matter, just go first. Make sure you're there, make sure you're the first one to turn up to work, make sure you're the first one to turn up for that opportunity, make sure you're first, because whenever you're first, you might stumble, you might make mistakes, but you're the first one to make those mistakes, and then you're able to spend more time thinking about what you could have done differently rather than being the last person and being the last one to figure things out. So always go first. More action, less talking. We all talk about what we want to do, where we want to be, how much money we want to be making, but what are we actually doing about it? It's all talk. In my experience, I've worked with a lot of people that are just all talk. They talk about leaving their job, slamming the door on the boss's face, or I don't know, doing other unspeakable things to their managers and, you know, achieving their dreams. And I don't condone doing anything to your managers, but we're all talk. We don't do anything to make ourselves a better person. We just talk about how we're going to do it. Action is the way to make your life better. Action is the way to make sure that positive things happen in your life. You control your life. So if you're waiting around, you're just talking about what you're going to do, it's never going to happen. You need to act. Learn from those mistakes. Don't be afraid. We all talk because we're afraid to make those mistakes. Make those mistakes, learn from them, and move on. Fortune favors the brave. And this goes alongside the last point. You have to be brave, you have to be bold for the things that you want to do and want to be. Just thinking about it or just, you know, hoping for it will never happen. You can't just hope for something to happen. You need to act. You need to be able to put yourself in a position where you're like, okay, I'm here, now what? And those doors will open up for you. The only time a door will not open up for you is if you don't open it. You have those doors presented to you on a daily basis. Open the door, walk through it, and see how much more your life can improve and be better. Don't be scared. Life is not here to be scared and to be afraid of the unknown. We need to walk into it and embrace whatever we go through. Nothing is impossible. When I was younger, I told my teachers I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, and they said, that's not very realistic. And that's all I heard throughout university, through my college years, through school. That's not realistic, or that's impossible. Having that sort of terminology in your life will limit you. I unfortunately only realised sort of in my 20s when I left university, I can do whatever I want to do, and so can you. But the only way to get there is to believe that you can do it and work towards it. Just sitting there going, I can do that, it's never going to happen. You have to work towards it. Your actions have to speak louder than your words. Your actions have to match what you're talking about, and if they're not, then you're not going to get there. So nothing is impossible. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, you can do it. And this is a rule I've followed for a number of years now, and since I've been following this rule, nothing is a limit of me. For example, if I'm trying to write a new song or focus on a new flow or think of a new theme, I just tell myself I can do it, and then I do it. If I just say, oh, I can do it, and then I put it off for a week or two, it's never going to happen. If I'm focusing on a new flow that's a bit more difficult for me, like an Eminem flow for example, he's fast, his wordplay is absolutely insane, but there's no reason why I can't do that. And the same for you. If you look up to someone and you want to achieve the same things that they've achieved, there's no reason why you can't do it. They've done it, a human being. We're all on a human level. So if they can do it, you can do it. Nothing is impossible. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Where I am is different to where you are because of all of the different journeys that we've had, or the journey that we are currently on is different. I want to achieve this, you want to achieve the same thing, but our journey is going to be different. I look up to others. I look up to others for inspiration. I look up to others for some kind of gateway to where I want to be. but I should never compare myself, and you should never compare yourself to others. I used to do this in the past, where I would compare myself to, for example, J. Cole, but that's not practical. What he did and when he started rapping was completely different to when I started rapping. His life experiences were completely different. Yes, I want to achieve the things that he's achieved, but my journey is different. And for me to compare myself to him is only taking away the joy from my journey. And the same for you. If you want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg, or you want to be the next Steve Jobs, or the next Jay Shetty, you shouldn't compare yourself to those people. You shouldn't think, oh well, I do this. Even if you have some of the same attributes, it's not a thing where you compare, because you're a completely different person. So you should focus on what you do well and what you don't do well, and improve on that. Don't compare what you don't do well with what someone else does well. It doesn't work like that. And last point number 10, it is your life. Live it the way you want to live it. Now, of course, you need to live it within the confines of the law, because otherwise you're going to jail. But apart from that, do your thing. Make sure you're allowing yourself the opportunities to learn and grow on a daily basis. Make sure you're allowing yourself to push yourself beyond your limits. Now, if you don't like getting up for the gym in the morning really early, like I don't, I try and get to the gym at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's very early, but then that allows me for the rest of the day to do whatever I need to do. Now, if you don't like doing that, you need to figure out a good routine for yourself. I do it simply because it allows me more time in the evening to do whatever I need to do. Otherwise, I'm working later into the evening, and then it's rolling around again to 4 a.m. where I'm waking up early again. So it's your life. Do what works for you. Don't work on anyone else's timetable. Of course, if you are working a 9 to 5, you have to, but try and get yourself out of that. And on the weekends, when you have spare time, when you leave work, when you're out of work, you're on your time. So do whatever you need to do to succeed. Guys, that is the video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and share. All of the socials are in the description box below. I will catch you on the next one. Peace and love. Take care.